sick of deceit. Give me truth. Told what to believe. Give me truth. Don't need no theory, I just need proof. Your answers are an answers, never freeze, nothing new. I'm sick of deceit.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 34 of Revival Radio. Got your boy Rich Steve.
The motherfucking brain cell, baby.
Dolan back again. What the fuck is up, homie? How you doing, man?
Doing good, man.
You good? You feeling alright? We were telling the story last week about how you drank Miller Lite for a nectar last time you were here.
0.5 sour.
And had to go get some iced tea because it was too heavy.
The half flame, bro. Half flame.
Talking shit.
How about you, Brain Cell? How you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling beautiful on this flat earth.
It's fucking awesome. This is another week that we have been putting in work on the brand new album. Now we're here, you're here. We're going to get into it with the nectar of the gods.
We got the Abita Brewing Iron Wrought IPA.
That looks cool.
Wrought Iron, I'm sorry.
What's on that front, man? It looks like almost like Mardi Gras or some shit.
Yeah,
bro.
I have no idea.
It's cool.
Honestly, I haven't even looked into it. I've just been drinking it. 6.9%.
Okay.
Let me see where this babe is from. This puppy.
This pup.
New Orleans. That's why it's
Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Yep. Wrought iron.
Southern
New Orleans.
beer.
Let's see what it says on here. The famous wrought iron balconies of New Orleans remind us of why this city
That Bayou beer.
will always endure. We're strong, resilient, and always ready for a good time.
Okay.
Talking about them hurricanes.
Yeah, with some Katrina references right there.
Wrought iron IPA is forged with the intensity of Apollo, Euconaut, and Mosaic hops and brewed with pale malt to create a golden India Pale Ale that stands above the crowd.
I like it. I get that. Stand above the crowd because it's the balcony.
Yep.
So what's it get, man? I mean, you already drank it.
I drank them all already.
How is it?
It's good, obviously, because I drank them all. I want to give it a 3, but can we do 0.5s in here?
I mean, we did one a couple weeks ago.
I'm going to give it a 2.5.
2.5 flames. Why? What prevents it from being the full 3?
I would say a multitude of things. The color, lacking on the color.
Okay.
Nothing special there. The taste, nothing special. It's good. But what I really like about it, what gives it that extra 0.5, is all the pulp and the sediment.
Oh,
it's an unfiltered dry hop.
Okay. I know you like that, man.
6.9%. 2.5, baby.
All right. And what else?
You know where I had to go for this? I had to go to Acme.
Acme, really? What they
started selling? They started selling beer at the Acmes and Giants around here now.
Okay.
And they got a crazy selection. But I got the Essentia water here, the H2O.
Now, for those who don't know, I saw. Did you post it on Revival Radio, or was it just on your personal page? This video that I'm about to.
I'm not sure. Maybe
either way, it was a video with a woman and her children. They were testing all different bottles of water and checking the pH levels compared to what people were claiming they were to what it actually was. And I think that won, didn't it, as the best balance?
I think this was the second place. Okay. But it boasts a 9.5 pH. It wasn't 9.5 in the video. But it's up there, man. You know? 7 is neutral, in case you guys don't know. Anything below a 7 pH is considered acidic.
Now, what is the benefit of having a balanced water like that?
Like I was telling you guys earlier, I get heartburn a lot. Okay. So, like, if I want to eat some spaghetti with some red sauce or, like, some pizza or something like that, I'll get heartburn later on, man. And if I drink one of these, either before I get heartburn, or if I get heartburn, it goes away or doesn't come at all. So, gotta have these on deck, man. Yeah. You want to take a sip?
I would love to take a sip. I haven't actually tried
it. It says it's ionized, which means, electrolytes and all that shit. It's better than Fiji, and we fuck with Fiji around here. Fiji on the test wasn't that good. No, it wasn't. I think it was like neutral.
Do you know what was really surprising on that test was Zephyr Hills, the one from Florida, which is just like your basic store brand, got really, really high on that test.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool, because I remember drinking that shit down there, and I was always
But
wondering.
the shit that you get at like Walmart is like super
Ass.
fucking bad.
So bad, man. So bad.
But yeah,
like
this
that.
gets triple flames off
Yeah, no
top.
doubt, bro. No doubt.
I'll be drinking this for many days to come.
You see what I got here?
What you got, son? The spiked seltzer?
I got the spiked seltzer since we ran out of beer. Dolan drank the last one, so I got spiked seltzer, Cape Cod cranberry. I've actually drank this down the shore a couple times. It's not bad. 2 flames. 2 flames.
2 flames. Wow.
I mean, it's not bad.
I might
enjoy
have
it.
to give it a little taste at some point
Yeah,
if it's
take a
2
little sip.
flames.
If you like seltzer, that's the thing. If you don't like seltzer, it's ass. But I like that taste. I like that salt. Nah? Not for you? I like
Not
it.
for
Holy
brain.
shit. Goddamn, I almost died.
Is that our first one flame?
The brain
for you?
doesn't like it.
No, it's alright.
I hate seltzer water.
The carbonation hit me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I like it.
I
think it's pretty
inhaled the
good.
carbonation.
I don't have a taste for it.
I'm a fan.
So, what about the pro of the week,
that's
bro?
what I want to say. Who
I think you
this
got a
week?
little pro of the week yourself that you picked out.
I got my fucking homie Big Cass, aka Tiny. This dude, alright, he's a pro wrestler. He's injured right now. He also raps, obviously. But when they told me I needed to meet Tiny, I didn't know what to expect. All of a sudden, this big motherfucker steps out of the van, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Tiny.
It's always some big motherfucker
Always.
that's named Tiny.
Always, man. I wasn't expecting it. Then he told me, because we had a show the first night I met him. We had a show that night, Voltage. And so he was like, oh shit, I rap too, man. Sent me some stuff, and I peeped it, and I was like, holy fuck.
Yo, I peeped a little bit earlier. Get ready, y'all, for this track we're about to play after this.
Yeah,
That is
dude.
fucking triple flames.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, yo, we need to get you on. We need to get you up here, do a collab, get you on Revolver Radio, because he's woke, too. He's
Salute,
woke.
bro.
He knows
Salute.
what's good with that shit. So I'm going to read you his quick bio real quick. He said that his favorite rapper growing up, and still is Biggie Smalls. The track Victory, you know, Puff Daddy featuring him. Used to call me Fatso, now you call me Castro.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was the inspiration. Castro, Big Cass. Because
Okay.
he's a big motherfucker. That's how he came up with it. 28 years old, started studio rapping at 25. So only 3 years in, and he's like pretty advanced.
Dope.
From Salisbury, Maryland, he says, in 5 years, who knows where I'll be, but I'll always write music because that shit is in my blood. That's what I
Salute.
like to hear, man. 'cause-
Big ups, Tiny.
Yeah, dude, you got so many people who are just like, oh, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that. He's just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to be making music.
That's like an inspiration to us, too, being like, we kind of started doing the music late.
Exactly.
You know, like 19 years old, starting
Mm-hmm.
from scratch. Like, you gotta be into the music from when you're a kid.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
to fucking really get going. So
For
it takes
sure.
10 years to fucking start to master any craft, bro.
Yeah, dude.
But from what I can tell, this dude's fucking on point.
He is, man.
I
Definitely
want to
gonna
hear
have get
more.
it, man.
I want to get a track.
We're going to put it in the description, but you can find his music at soundcloud.com/big_Cass. Go check it out. He's
Big
got
Cass?
tracks up there. The song that we're going to play is called I Can Smell Fear. I Can Smell Fear featuring Rodub and Wonderboy. He sings the hook. He does the first verse. The shit is fucking fire, man. Be sure to check it out.
Can't wait.
Real quick, let's run down what we're going to talk about before the track kicks in.
Okay, we're gonna piggyback a little bit off of last week's episode.
Great
we're
episode.
gonna talk about some more think tanks and shit, like the RAND Corporation, the Tavistock Institute, the Hudson Institute,
Wharton School of Business, Club of Rome, Stanford Research Institute.
yep, MIT. We're gonna get into it, man.
It's all connected, man. All of it is connected.
All intertwined.
Exactly. We said last week.
That's
You
what
know,
we're trying to get through to y'all.
Last
you know?
week we talked about the Masons. We talked about Bilderberg. We talked about, CFR, all of that. And when I looked into the research for this week, the same names kept coming up. the same people, the same places, the same ideas. So we got a lot to talk about.
And you know what I want to make clear too is it's all facts.
Yes.
Everything that we talked about last week and everything we're going to talk about this week.
We'll get
Straight
into it
facts.
in a minute. Check out Big Cass. Enjoy this track. Survival Radio.
I can smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. Ain't nobody as heartless as me. I'm dark as the skin on my back. Sharp as the fangs of a beast, like chinks I will slaughter you cats. Some horribles me. Laugh as I saw you in half. Contort you and force you to be one with the lawn and the crash. Caution when crossing my path. These words from my devilish cat. You could get lost in a flash and crash from one hell of a ride. Stash in the bag like a pack of grass. We sell all the time. Leaving your mommy and pap sad as the casket arrives. Don't panic, this rap shit is mine. I'm focused like snipers with scopes. Hopeless, me family with rounds. I roast you one liners and jokes. Vaginas that ride on your coat. They're eyeing my science and flow. On side with the guy who was dope like lines up a 5 from the coat. Poseidon, the tides of control. Trust me, it's easy to me. Cut a verse like a check I receive when rappers want features from me. Ill with no deal what I be, that's why I gotta kill when I speak. So it's back with the grill for the streets, dashing with bills. I can smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear.
Like a piranha when blood is flooding the water. Gotta wear cologne to cover the pheromones coming off you. Is you mad and all? Hate bred another pig for the slaughter. Prima donnas wanna be it so bad. I'm glad I'm honored. And the war is what they want while we waiting for what? Send them in, 1,000,000 men, armed thieves, thicker than armadillo skin. What happened to all the songs you said that you was killers and gorillas in your presence? Your legs are turning to gelatin. Never been pussy once in my life. I ain't gon' start now. Let them think you light and they straight just like a dark cloud. But on sight, you getting marked out. These hands light up a mansion like Tony Stark house. I don't do the gossip, that's a woman trait. Translation, if you ever got a problem, bring it to my face. Belly aching, blame yourself for everything you ate. If you knew your place, you wouldn't be so consumed with hate. I can smell fear, yours pours from your pores like perspiration. Your voice and your words nervous, your vocal cords shaking. Your heart is racing, the color leaves your face. You go blank and probably faint. I smell the bitch in you, honestly it's
I can
stank.
smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear, like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear.
Smell it. Wonder. Boy.
Organize and chain music.
There you go. I can smell the fear like I'm a beast. I can smell it. I can overhear the hate within these streets. Yeah, I hear 'em. I don't feed into the drama, I just let 'em hate. I'ma shine cause what's a feather to a heavyweight? Won't let 'em ruin my vibe. Niggas and snakes in disguise. No matter what, just know I see the fake in your eyes. Homie, you wasting your time. No time to waste cause I only got meals on my mind. Give me a deal and get signed. No type remorse and I ain't got no feelings inside. So tell me who realer than I. I've been getting paper for a minute and did I forget to mention I'm on a money mission, fuck everybody's intention. A big dick nigga content with fucking these bitches. I'm concerned about the frauds, I'm content with commas and digits. Yeah, a long road, but I made it here. All these niggas throwing shade, but I'ma make it clear. When you real in the field, that's when the fakes appear. But it's only right, I warn you, homie, I can smell
fear. Like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear. Like a lion who's preying on me. I can smell fear. Talk with all that hate on me. I can smell fear. I'm by my lonely while you need your homies. I can smell fear. All share the same aroma on me. I can smell fear.
The organized
Welcome back to Revival Radio with Rich, Steve, and the Brain.
You already know.
C-Mass!
C-Mass.
Fucking getting it in. Always laying down the truth for us subscribers.
Yay,
I
yay.
see we got a couple more new ones. Salute
What's
to
up,
you,
y'all?
motherfucks.
How
If
about...
you're watching this now, though, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that like button. And I want you to drop a motherfucking comment.
How about last week's episode,
Sounds-
bro, with fucking Grease Monkeys?
We're going to have them back next week, I think.
That
Because it
shit
was such a
was
good
dope.
episode.
Dope. Anyway, like we said before we left, that was Big Cast. That's our pro of the week. I Can Smell Fear. Shit's fire. Let's get into the RAND Corporation. Take it away, Brain Cell.
We got the RAND Corporation. Named because RAND equals research and development.
R&D.
Brain.
So it's an American nonprofit global policy think tank created in 1948 by Douglas Aircraft Company to offer research and analysis to the United States Armed Forces.
Specifically the Air Force.
It was financed by the U.S. government and private endowment corporations, universities, and private individuals. The company has grown to assist other governments, international organizations, private companies, and foundations with a host of defense and non-defense issues, including healthcare. Can you say New World, One World government?
For sure, man.
RAND aims for interdisciplinary and quantitative problem solving by translating theoretical concepts from formal economics and the physical sciences into novel applications in other areas using applied science and operations research, which in other words means translation, social engineering.
Yep.
Just another arm of the industrial military
This
complex.
is the military-industrial complex. That's exactly what this is.
Exactly. The fucking RAND Corporation invented the post-war world. Almost all of the defining features of the information age were shaped in part by the RAND Corporation, some of them including satellites and the internet. Studies like, does watching sex on TV influence teens' sexual activity? And to, when terrorism hits home, how prepared are state and local law enforcement?
Now, when this came into the whole thing, when this came into the existence, this is what Eisenhower was warning about. When he said the military-industrial complex, like we said, this is what he was talking about. World War II. This was your first combination of science and lay people with the government. Usually that shit doesn't mix. They saw the results of being able to build a bomb. They wanted to continue that. So after World War II, that's when they decided, hey, let's start this new think tank. Let's see exactly what we can do with this information.
Can I add something?
Of course.
Not only is it a physical war, it's a psychological war on
That's
our,
what
on
we're
our
about
minds.
to get to here
On
in
our
this
minds.
episode, man. So,
They
without
study-
what I have here. Go ahead, man.
They study our characteristics and our behaviors, and
Exactly.
that's how
Behavioral sciences and
that's
shit.
how they
Yep.
sway the herd into whatever they see fit. Basically,
Fucking, what's that dude's dog? What's that dog experiment?
Fucking Pavlov's dog.
Pavlov's
Yeah.
dog, bro. That's some,
Yeah.
that's some shit. Remember that. Go look that up. Pause this video right now. Go look that up. Then come back. You know what we're
research
talking
that.
about. So what I have here is it says, without a doubt, the RAND Corporation is the think tank most beholden to the Tavistock Institute,
Okay.
which is what this episode is pretty much centered around. We'll get to later. And certainly the most prestigious vehicle for control of United States policies at every level. It says specific RAND policies that became operative include our ICBM program, prime analyses for U.S. foreign policy making, instigator of space programs, nuclear policies, CORP. That's repeat of
Nuclear.
shit. Hundreds of projects for the military, the CIA, in relation to the use of mind-altering drugs like peyote, LSD, which is the covert MK Ultra program that we've been talking about which lasted fucking, for the past 40 years. Some of Rand's clients include the following: AT&T, Chase Manhattan Bank,
Rockefeller,
International Business Machines, IBM, National Science Foundation, the Republican Party, the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Department of Energy, the U.S. Department of Health. There are literally thousands of highly important companies, government institutions, and organizations that make use of RAND services.
The RAND Corporation is your neoconservative think tank. This is where Donald Rumsfeld came from. This is where Paul Wolfowitz came from. The people that were main players in the Bush administration all came from there. After you got to Obama, that's when the Brookings Institute and more liberal think tanks started popping up. But it's all the same shit, as we've been trying to say before. It's all cultural Marxism. It's all getting that communist socialism idea for the state-sponsored capitalism that they want, that we were talking about with the Bilderbergs.
Is the Council on Foreign Relations related to RAND, and or is that a liberal think tank, or was
you're tripping because he didn't get to watch last week's episode yet, and that's why we're talking about this right now.
It's all connected, yeah, dude.
So to list all the people that use RAND services would be impossible, because so many use them. Among RAND's specialties is a study group that predicts the timing and the direction of a thermonuclear war, and which we'll get to a little bit later with this one guy that we were going to talk about. So it says, RAND was once accused of being commissioned by the USSR to work out terms of surrender for the United States government. An accusation then went all the way to the United States Senate, where it was taken up by Senator Symington and subsequently fell victim to articles of scorn poured out by the establishment press. Brainwashing remains the primary function of RAND.
Exactly. One of the big contributors early on with the RAND Corporation was John Nash. He's the guy from A Beautiful Mind. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
He came up with this whole idea of rational actors. He was applying and taking mathematics to say that people will act in their own self-interest. At all times, they're going to be working for what is best for them. So if we apply that to, say, I don't know, nuclear war with Russia, we can say, not even mutually assured destruction, if we make enough nukes where if Russia attacks us, we wipe them out, then fucking they're gonna have to quit. If at the end of the day, at the end of this war, because they were the idea of a winnable nuclear war, if after it's over, there's 2 Americans and 1 Russian, guess what? We won. So that was the thinking that they started applying. You go to the Vietnam War, you go to Iraq, the reason it didn't work is because those weren't rational actors.
Right.
They had religion, they had ideals. These people don't have religion. The science and all of this, the masonry, is their religion. So you can't apply the concepts, but they still try, and they get us, well, not us, but the American people to go, yeah, that makes sense. It's rational, but it's not.
Divide and conquer.
We're going to go to a break here in a minute, but when we get back, we're going to talk about the Hudson Institute, and the founder of the Hudson Institute is Herman Kahn.
This motherfucker.
Which he became known for analyzing the likely consequences of nuclear war and recommending ways to improve survivability, making him one of the 3 historical inspirations for the title character of Stanley Kubrick's classic black comedy film satire, Dr. Strangelove. So that talks about what you were just talking about, basically. So to summarize, the RAND Corporation, it's a major part of the Tavistock Institute, which is engaged in brainwashing at all levels, including government, the military, business, religious organizations, and education. So we're going to talk about all this shit in a minute when we get back.
It's intense, man. Like, these are some sick motherfuckers. They really are, because they don't care so much about the American people as a group, as a country. It's customers. It is making us specifically customers. How can you get the most money out of this shit?
It's fucking globalization, man.
Real talk.
The globalists. Fuck them. This is a track that I've been fucking with lately called America. It's a little remix to Deuce from Hollywood Undead. Pete.
They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a needle in your veins, a sexist with no name. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no face? They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a fucking AK. It's going up in flames. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no faith?
Listen up, children, they kill us by the million and million and million. They could give a fuck about the children. The children. Yeah, they wanna see us burn, they wanna see us die, they wanna see us fall, but they don't wanna see us fly. Wanna see it all turn red before it all goes black. 9/11 building 7 now, watch your back. A genocide is a genocide, is a genocide, is a genocide. A genocide is a genocide, is a genocide, is a what?
They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a needle in your veins, a sexist with no name. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no face? They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a fucking AK. It's going up in flames. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no faith?
Keep us asleep, keep us on drugs. They feed off the hate while they feed on your blood. I ain't fucking around. Nope, this shit is really sick. It's time to stand up and no longer plead the fifth. Everyone in government is a vampiric snake. Look how they got you all praying to a god with no faith. And they call you a hero when they send you off to die, then proceed to ignore you if you happen to survive. A genocide is a genocide, is a genocide, is a genocide. A genocide is a genocide, is a genocide, is a what?
They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a needle in your veins, a sexist with no name. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no face? They wanna see blood, they wanna see hate, like a fucking AK. It's going up in flames. In a world that's insane, what's America to blame when you're praying for a change to a God with no face?
What you gonna do when your back's against the wall? Boy. What you gonna do when your back's against the wall? Boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Boy. Please wake up. Wake up. Please wake up.
And welcome back to Revival Radio, episode 34. That was some Brain Cells solo action with the homie Deuce from Hollywood Undead, a little remix of the song. It's called America. Go check that shit out, yo. Fucking Liddy City. But we left off talking about the RAND Corporation, right?
Yeah, man. I wanted to say one more thing about that before you got to the Hudson Institute. The thing about the RAND Corporation that's interesting is the fact that they shape the way that the question is asked. For example, war in Iraq. Instead of asking, should we go into Iraq? Should we go into Afghanistan? The way that the RAND Corporation forms it is, how many troops should we send to Afghanistan? How many people should we do? Things like that. If you change the narrative, if you change the questions that are being asked, you control the answer already.
It's war is peace, ignorance is freedom,
Right.
or ignorance is strength. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Exactly,
That 1984 double talk shit.
Exactly. They started it out with fucking the Russians with the Cold War, and after World War II, they moved it on to JFK, going on to Vietnam, and then continued it to this day, man.
You know, we gotta fucking rise up, guys. Like, we gotta start doing shit. I was talking earlier, we might start doing some flyers, some face-to-face activism.
Exactly. For real, though, man. Like, they go to JFK and they blatantly told a lie saying that there was a gap, a weapons gap, between how many Russia had and how many we had, because they were denied by Eisenhower and shit how much spending they were going to get. So they get JFK to say, fucking hey, here's more spending because we need to catch up, even though there was no gap. That's the way they manipulate the system, bro.
Fuck the system, people. I mean, if you guys have been watching, this is the 34th fucking episode, man. By now, you guys should know what the fuck's going on, at least a little bit.
Exactly.
And we gotta start doing something about this shit, y'all.
So, Hudson
Institute is a politically conservative, non-profit American think tank based in Washington, D.C. It was founded in 1961 in Hudson, New York, by futurist, military strategist, and systems theorist Herman Kahn and his colleagues at the RAND Corporation. So everything's connected, like we've been saying. According to the Hudson Institute's website, it's committed to innovative research and analysis that promotes global security, prosperity, and freedom, people.
Freedom.
It promotes public policy change in accordance with its stated belief that America's unique and central role in the global system offers the best foundation for security, the defense of liberty, and assuring economic growth.
This motherfucker, man. This guy was sick. You said that he was the influence for Dr. Strangelove. Some of the things that he was suggesting, because he would go to lectures and people would get actually ill listening to this guy talk. He would say, if you're over 50, this is after a nuclear holocaust, you know, if you're over 50, you're not going to contribute to the society, so we give you poisoned food. If you're a child, you're under 12, we're going to put you into industrial factories to make more weapons. How exposed to the radiation were you? If you were more exposed, you get to live. Less exposed, give them contaminated food, let them die. This is eugenics. This is selective breeding. This is the exact same shit
Agenda 21
that we've been talking about, man.
You know, fuck, man. It's crazy. In March 2011, Kenneth R. Weinstein was appointed president and chief executive officer of the Hudson Institute. So under the direction of Herman Kahn, it's done more than shape the way Americans react to political and social events, think and vote, and generally even conduct themselves.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is propaganda for the masses. This is
madness.
The way that we can get the people to think the way we want. And then the people who work for these think tanks go on to places and administrations to come. That's how they implement the policies that they talked about.
You guys ready for this little bit?
I'm so ready for this little bit.
Hudson prides itself on its diversity. It helped NASA with its space programs.
Interesting.
Can I chime something in?
Go ahead.
This is a little off topic, but you know how
trees, bro?
You know how RAND Corporation promotes global security?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if global security is exactly what it says? What if they're protecting their globe model and they mean global security? That just occurred to me. I thought I should bring that up.
That makes
I
sense.
thought that'd
to
be
me.
interesting.
Fair enough.
That's a good one, man.
I like that.
I like
we'll have
that.
to look into that a little bit more. So
Sorry to
other
get off a
than-
little topic.
Other than helping NASA to create its space programs, think a space program like program your mind. It helped to promote new youth fashions and ideas, youth rebellion and alienation. For the Committee of 300, ostensibly funded by the Coca-Cola. What does that even mean? That's got to be a typo.
So basically what we're talking about here, we'll get into this a little bit more with the Tavi, but this was the counterculture. This was the shit they talk about with Laurel Canyon. This is the shit you talk about with MK Ultra. If we can get the people to rebel against their family values, if we can get them to listen to this hippie music and take LSD, we're putting it into their brain. We're putting all of this shit that we want to get across because mom and dad are bad, the corporations are good.
Into your brain, motherfucker.
It makes sense, man.
The Hudson Institute's all about brainwashing, bro.
Exactly.
Some of its nuclear war scenarios make for a very interesting read if they can be attained, like the 6 basic thermonuclear threats. Look this shit up on Google. And possible outcomes of thermonuclear war. And one of its more frightening papers entitled Israel-Arab Nuclear War. This is what the plan for the past fucking 30 years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's talking about fucking, General Electric, IBM, General Motors. They're all entwined with the fucking Hudson Institute, NASA, Department of Defense.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's sick. It's sick as fuck, bro. The fact that these people are sitting there and we are now so ingrained to it and so used to it that it's absurd to people to hear this. They think that it's fucking bullshit just because the propaganda has been working for so long. But all of this is in black and white. This isn't, like we said in the beginning, this isn't theory. This is fact.
Factual.
This is conspiracy fact. This is a conspiracy between the RAND Corporation and the Bilderberg Group and the Wharton School of Business and MIT and the Freemasons and the Bilderbergs and all of that together for globalization.
Globalization.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Follow the fucking paper trail, man. It's all there. It really is. It's something that they've been doing for so long now. I told you, it started with the Russians. It carried over into Vietnam. It carried over into Iraq. Look at how we've been dealing with Syria, how we've been dealing with all these other countries where we can't win, but we are applying the same fucking methods over and over again. Why? Because it eliminates people. It starts getting down Agenda 21. It starts bringing people down, puts them in a state of fear, and then you can manipulate and control.
And also,
why do you think
bring
all
death
these
to the
viruses and shit? Where do you think these viruses
Control 'em
and shit
financially.
come from?
Exactly.
They release them for Agenda 21 purposes. They think
It's all
too many
about
people in the world, man.
It's all about controlling your minds.
It is. Give you one little quick anecdote before we go to a break. John Nash, when he was working at the RAND Corporation, one of the big games, quote unquote, that he used to play was called Fuck You, Buddy. And the whole idea behind it was to have somebody on your team, you'd be playing a game and doing the most you could just to be like, fuck you, and stab them in the back. Which is a fucking absurd game. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
It makes sense when you take into consideration everything that we've been talking about.
Because now he's seeing
The Game of Thrones, bro.
How can I manipulate his way of thinking to do what I want? It's called game theory, and they still
Inception.
apply it. Think about it. We're going to take a break real quick.
Control and power.
When we come back, we'll talk about the Tavistock Institute.
You want to give them a little bit of, what's it called? Some Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, definitely. See if you watch this video from Dr. Strangelove, see if you can see the connections between what we said and this guy right here.
We'll be right back.
Revival
Episode
Radio.
34.
Subscribe.
Yeah, bish.
I would guess that dwelling space for several 100,000 of our people could easily be provided.
Well, I would hate to have to decide who stays up and who goes down.
Well, that would not be necessary, Mr. President. Could easily be accomplished with a computer. And the computer could be set and programmed to accept factors from youth, health, sexual fertility, intelligence, and a cross-section of necessary skills. Of course, it would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included to foster and impart the required principles of leadership and tradition. Actually, they would breed prodigiously, eh? There would be much time and little to do. But with the proper breeding techniques and a ratio of, say, 10 females to each male, I would guess that they could then work their way back to the present gross national product within, say, 20 years.
But look here, Doctor, wouldn't this nucleus of survivors be so grief-stricken and anguished that they'd, well, envy the dead and not want to go on living?
No, sir. Excuse me. Also, when they go down into the mine, everyone would still be alive. There will be no shocking memories. And the prevailing motion will be one of nostalgia for those left behind, combined with a spirit of bold curiosity for the adventure ahead.
Wipe them out. All of them.
Soon I will have a new apprentice, one far younger and more powerful.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. It's ironic. He could save others from death, but not himself. Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi. Are you going to kill me? I know you would. I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 34 of Revival Radio. You already know who the fuck we are. No need to introduce ourselves again. So, Brain Cell. Brain Cell. What else we got?
You guys want to talk about the Tavistock Institute a little bit?
Bro.
The mothership?
Yes.
Let's get into it. Tavistock Institute for Global Manipulation. One nation under Tavistock.
Ooh. Indivisible.
The science of mass manipulation through crisis creation.
Interesting.
I.e., psychological warfare.
PSYOP, bitch.
This is what these motherfuckers are known for. The research started with shell shock, now termed PTSD, which is by far less intimidating, which is one of the things that they
Shout
like
out to
do.
George Carlin.
The TAVI also played a crucial role in the creation of the OSS, which we talked about before on here. In case you don't already know, that's the Office of Strategic Services, which is basically the precursor of the CIA, created during World War II. The OSS was formed as an agency of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to coordinate espionage activities behind enemy lines for all branches of the United States Armed Forces. Other OSS functions included the use of propaganda, subversion, and post-war planning.
Interesting.
It was the Tavistock was a major force behind the creation of NATO,
which we talked about last week, is going to be your world police.
And is deeply connected to the Club of Rome.
Club of Rome, you say?
I do.
What is that?
The Club of Rome is another global think tank that deals with a variety of international issues, including the world economic system, climate change, and environmental degradation. Founded in 1968 in Rome, so that's why it's called Club of Rome. It describes itself as a group of world citizens sharing a common concern for the future of humanity. That should set off a couple spider senses. It consists of current and former heads of state, UN bureaucrats, high-level politicians and government officials, diplomats, scientists, economists, and business leaders from around the globe. Does that sound like Bilderberg Group?
So are you seeing the connection now? Are you seeing the fact that all of these different things that are not only intertwined, but are talking about the same things for the same ideas? If you take the whole plan that we laid out for you last week from this, and you start looking at this through that lens, you hear talking about global warming, you hear talking about economics, you hear talking about population control. These are right out of the book, man. These are the goals themselves.
Exactly, man. So the Club of Rome, where the fuck was I here? Raised a considerable public attention in 1972 with its report, The Limits to Growth.
Okay.
The club states that its mission is to act as a global catalyst for change through the identification and analysis of the crucial problems facing humanity and the communication of such problems to the most important public and private decision makers as well as the general public. Since July 1st, 2008, the organization has its headquarters in Switzerland.
Let me keep talking for a second. I want to
One world government is their aim, and the Hegelian dialectic is the name of the game. Bars.
Ooh.
Problem, reaction, solution. First, you create a problem, terrorism, financial crisis, etc. Second, you manufacture a reaction. Let the mainstream media only print the side of the problem that you want to show. Does this sound familiar to you guys?
Sounding so familiar.
And lastly, provide a solution. Wars, corporate tax cuts, welfare budget cuts, etc. The Latin phrase ordo ab chaos, or chow, or whatever, is a Latin expression meaning order out of chaos.
Yep.
A motto of the 33rd degree Freemason.
And an awesome head PE track. Now,
yes.
you heard right there what the Club of Rome is based on, what it's looking for. Number 3 on the list from last week of the Bilderberg goals was zero growth society. This is where you are controlling your zero growth society through.
One thing that fucking interested me was this little tidbit here. The Lewin's change theory.
Okay.
The change theory of nursing was developed by Kurt Lewin, who is considered the father of social psychology. This theory is his most influential theory. He theorized a 3-stage model of change known as unfreezing, change, and refreeze model that requires prior learning to be rejected and replaced. Today, Tavistock operates through a vast network of think tanks, universities, and media outlets to influence public opinion while breaking down the moral fabric that has held the West together using scientifically crafted techniques of manipulation.
Boom.
Which brings me to the Wharton School.
Wharton School. My uncle went to the Wharton School of Business.
Okay, yeah, it's located here, Philadelphia. It produces the most CEOs of the 100 top companies on the Fortune 500 list.
It produced our president that we have right now.
Donald Trump, yes. In general, Wharton has over 95,000 alumni in 153 countries, with notable figures such as Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Stephen A. Cohen, Jeff Weiner.
Rich Steve's uncle.
Its alumni include CEOs of Google, Apple, LinkedIn, CBS, General Electric, Boeing, UPS, Pepsi.
Half of those are
Time
on the list
magazine.
for Bilderberg.
So, the Wharton School was founded by Eric Trist, one of the brain trusts of the Tavistock Institute. Wharton has become one of the more important Tavistock institutions in the U.S. insofar as behavioral research, which is what Dolan was mentioning earlier.
Yep.
Wharton attracts clients such as the U.S. Department of Labor, which it teaches how to produce cooked statistics at the Wharton Econometric Forecasting Associates Incorporated. Wow. What else do we have here? You guys want to talk for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. This is your Ivy League schools. This is, John Nash was a Princeton guy. You have your Wharton. This is academia. These are the best and the brightest that they are just harvesting and using for their own devices, man.
Harvesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Wharton's econometric modeling is used by every major committee of 300 company in the United States, Western Europe, and by the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, the United Nations, and the World Bank. Wharton has produced such noteworthy persons as George Schultz and Alan Greenspan. Fucking long-nosed motherfucker.
It's all economics, man. Even the Federal Reserve was born out of RAND Corporation ideas and these types of things, man. It's all together.
Facts. Everything's connected. It's a fucking web, man. It's a fucking... The rabbit hole goes deep.
Yeah, dude.
I'd say so.
We have one more thing to talk about, which is the Stanford Research Institute, but I think we should talk about that on the other side.
Hell yeah.
Do you guys agree?
Sounds good to me,
Sounds
man.
good.
All right.
Revival Radio, episode 34. Be right back.
There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, And you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 34 of Revival Radio. This is some crazy shit, man. This is intense. It really is, man. Like, seeing all these connections play out, it just keeps getting deeper and deeper. You're telling me there's more. What you got?
Stanford Research Institute.
Okay.
It's plugged into at least 200 smaller think tanks doing research into every facet of life in America. This is known as the ARPA networking and represents the emergence of probably the most far-reaching effort to control the environment of every individual in the country. At present, Stanford's computers are linked with 2,500 sister research consoles, which include the Central Intelligence Agency, Bell Telephone Laboratories, U.S. Army Intelligence, the Office of Naval Intelligence, fucking MIT, Harvard, and UCLA. Stanford plays a key role in that it is the library cataloging all ARPA documentation. This is like some fucking Patriot Act wiretapping fucking shit. This is like D-Wave supercomputer type fucking shit. You know what I mean?
This is deep, bro.
So MIT, one of Tavistock's largest U.S. institutions, in turn works through several clients, including NASA, once again, the U.S. Army, Navy, Treasury, and Department of State. An important role Tavistock has played in the corporate world via the National Training Laboratories is the sponsoring of group sensitivity and diversity programs designed to erase a person's individuality so that they become a team player. You know, like the New World Order can't stand individuality, and they want fucking uniformly predictable chattel slaves,
cattles, whatever you want to call it.
Look up the word chattel. That's what we all are to these motherfuckers.
Do you see it now? Do you see it? Do you see how it all connects? Do you see the way that they're manipulating you? It's in every facet.
Exactly, every facet of society.
It's in the colleges. It's in your top colleges. It's in your fucking politics. It's in your
religion.
Business. Because that's all you are, is fucking business to them. How can they make money? What can they do? How can the people who invest into these companies make the most money?
We're living resources for them.
It's disgusting, bro.
Makes me sick, man. It should make you sick, too.
And these are just a couple. These are just a few of the many, many, many fucking think tanks that are all around the world. This is just a couple in America.
We're just scratching the surface.
I just said that fucking the Stanford Institute has, or the TAVI has fucking 200 of them at least, bro.
Exactly, man. Who do you think pays into this shit? The fucking royal family.
And they all say that they're like non-government.
Bullshit.
But they are government.
Exactly. Oh, they might not be government at the time. The people who are in there.
Everyone, yeah.
But once they get out, they move on to those contracts. When they leave office, they come into contracts.
Governments are corporations, and corporations are governments.
Exactly, man. Like fucking Dick Cheney, who forgot.
The world's a stage, man. That's something we should talk about soon too. Is Halliburton?
Yeah, yeah, dude.
You know,
we've talked a little bit about Halliburton.
we gotta talk about our main man, Dick.
Man, don't even get me fucking started on Dick. I mean, Dolan started on it.
I'm trying to think of something.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi? I am the Senate.
I will do whatever you ask.
Good. To cheat death is a power only one has achieved. But if we work together, I know we can discover the secret. Good.
Power! Ultimate power!
All right, Darth. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Be sure to click that subscribe button. Got a couple things to plug real quick before we get to the cipher we talked about. December 17th, Bourbon and Branch, Philadelphia, PA. CMAS making your debut in that bitch. We got shit for sale. Hit us up. Get tickets. Come on out. No excuse not to be there. We're giving you a show that night, man. If we're in a brand new venue, you know that we're gonna get it.
We fucking own every stage we step on, bro.
I know, man. Click subscribe, click like, share all that shit. Let them know, man.
Wake up, wake up. Smoking on a blunt. Wake up, community. Wake up. Hey, Revival Radio, episode 33-4. Yo, it's Brain in the booth. I'm smoking on that shit you call the truth. And I'm chilling with my man Dolan. Rich Steve, we all rolling in this bitch.
Yeah, we all rolling in this bitch. My name is Stevie Rich. Yo, I ain't a bitch. I'm chillin'. Talking about 3 Masons. 3 Masons. Nah, I ain't playing that game. RAND Corporation, you know my fucking name. NSA knows who I be. Steve, you can't fuck with me when I'm rapping 33 deep.
Wake up. Smoking on a blunt. Smoking on a blunt. Wake up. We're smoking on a blunt. It's the first of the month. We're smoking on a blunt. Hey. Check it out. I'm smoking on that taffy. Saying fuck the Tavi. Hey. And I'm making the beats now. And we're doing the freestyle.
Yeah.
I had to fucking swag on that part. Hey. And we're smoking on the dabs. We're smoking on the grass. Rich Steve, take it over. Body snatchers, we're taking over.
Smoking on that blunt, smoking on that weed, drinking on that rum, smoking Hennessy. That's the strain I got. It don't make sense, but when you take it to the head, man, it's dense. Yo, I'm talking about that ooh-wee, that Buddha's what I need. That good green, that sticky icky. Yeah, and make you feel sickly.
Hey, wake up. We're smoking on a blunt. Wake up. We're smoking on a blunt.
Yeah.
Episode 34.
Rich Steve, chillin' with Dolan and Brain Cell. Yo, I'm going all in. I talk about conspiracy facts. You can't fuck with that. Bitch, I'm a Mac. I like to talk about Freemasonry. I like to talk about the 33rd degree. 9/11, Building 7, all that fucking shit. If you think that I'm full of shit, you can suck my dick, bitch.
Suck a dick, bitch. Suck a dick.
We'll
We're the motherfucking shit.
We'll never quit.
Wake up, wake up.
We'll never quit.
Wake up. We're smoking on the blunt. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up. We're smoking on the blunt. Hey.
The truth always comes out in the light.
The earth is flat, ayy.
What you know about that, ayy?
Your mom's really fat, ayy. Keep it going.
Dolan?
Ayy.
I was just saying, research that.
Y'all already know what it is. We're getting better.
We're getting there. We're getting
there, man. We're gonna have this shit on lock in no time. Episode 40.
Everybody, thank you so much as always for tuning in. Next week, episode 35. Next week's Thanksgiving, motherfucker. It's almost the end of the year.
Yo, fuck Thanksgiving. Fuck Columbus. Fuck the Pilgrims.
Fuck Christmas. Fuck every other holiday.
Do a fucking expose episode on that shit, bro. Tell them the real truth in history.
So what are we gonna talk about next week?
Next week? I don't know what the fuck.
I know what I want to talk. I want to talk about this Marilyn Manson music video, "Kill For Me." So make sure y'all subscribe and tune in next week. You know,
find the Facebook page.
Subscribe
Revival Radio,
now.
Like it, share the posts, comment the videos, share the videos. Check this shit out, man.
Come out to the show December 17th at the Bourbon and Branch.
Do the research, man. Do the knowledge. And much love, everybody. Thank you as always. Shout out to the new subscribers.
We'll see y'all.
Good night,
soon,
truthers.
Peace.
Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy.